issue. The state does have a reimbursement we call it reimbursement for foster care, and it's the reimbursement because when the children come to you, sometimes they'll come with very little. Sometimes they could come with some clothing items, some toys. Sometimes they come out of a situation where all they have are just a few things, just clothes on their backs. So in the meantime, before we can actually get the reimbursements started, you as the foster parent would have to maybe buy some clothes, maybe buy some diapers, some formula for the baby. So it's that monthly reimbursement. So we tell people, make sure you are self-sufficient in your income, because at any point that child leaves the home, then of course the reimbursement stops. And if you're dependent on the reimbursement, then it could cause a little bit of difficulty.
Okay. The other thing is that this is not a quick process. I'm seeing I've heard it goes very quickly. I see that it's not a quick process. Once you have adopted a child, that child is now your child.
Right.
It's like you brought him into the world. It is your child.
Yes.
You are not paying, the state is not paying you because you adopted that child,
Right.
right?
Right. No,
Because I've heard that you get paid, and that just didn't make any sense to me. Why would the state pay me for my own child?
Okay.
Is that, can you answer that?
Yeah, the state in certain situations, depending on the child's needs and perhaps medical needs or whatever it happens to be, the state, even after adoption, can give adoption subsidies to help offset the cost, so that the financial burden is not too difficult. Because what we're really looking for we're homes that will love these children, raise them to be good, moral, upstanding students, people, and we don't want finances to be a deterrent from that. So,
Okay.
yeah.
So you can receive funds
Absolutely.
after adoption. Okay, that's a good question, Pastor.
So Chandra, now what connection with what you do, CPS, and Mr. Jackson, what he does? What kind of connection is that?
Well, as I stated last week, CPS is changing the way that we do business, and we want to make sure that we're acting in the best interest of all children and families. And so we have various departments, but all of our departments are working together. And so whereas I'm a disproportionality specialist, we do a lot of educating the community about this issue. Fostering an adoption is a response to addressing disproportionality.
Okay.
Again, we have 64% of youth who are currently available for adoption. And so with Alex and our departments working together, we're addressing that because he's educating the community about how they can become involved in adopting or fostering. And so that's how we respond to this issue as a community. And that's how we're working together.
So, Mr. Jackson, now you say you recruit for churches, right?
Right.
Tell me, if I want to get my church involved, what do I need to do to get my church involved in the process of preparing people, I guess, for adoption, take on the role of a parent? What do I need to do as a church?
Okay, Pastor, what you can do and what all pastors can do is invite me in. I am what's called a faith-based recruiter, and if you invite me in, I can set up an information table at your church, either after your service or after a Bible study, and your role will simply be to tell the church that hey, there is a need for good families to take care of these children. You can have Chandra come in and talk about disproportionality, but once I get there, I'll give them that general information, and then we just start the process of getting them to an information meeting and then getting them into the pre-service training. So as a pastor, just making your congregation aware of the need for foster and adoptive parents. Just invite me in, doesn't matter where it is, I'm willing to come and set up those information tables and just give your congregation information about becoming a foster adoptive parent.
And in the same sense, I think being a pastor, he should know something about the people that he's calling you out to meet.
Absolutely.
and not just have you to meet anybody, but somebody that really has a passion and has a heart and has compassion for children, and not just to say, I want to adopt, because like Sister King said, that it's been said that people get paid for adopting children. I couldn't understand it either, because if I'm adopting a child, that becomes my child, and my sole purpose is to make sure for the safety and well-being of this kid. So why should I expect some government entity to come in and do what the role that I'm trying to take on? Right. So it makes a difference to me. Now, as far as the church is concerned, I think that's great, because the church know mostly about the people. I know people that I wouldn't even recommend, to adopt a child. So we have to be careful in that a parent just not play. We do have what we call people that can change expression rules or whatever to make it seem like it's all right for them, if it's going to benefit them. I don't think that a person should adopt a child looking to be benefited from the government, because you're taking on the role of a parent, which to me is very important. Right. I like what you do. I really like that, because you got two different entities here, okay? Right. CPS monitor once the child get into the home. Now, as in your job, once the child is in the home, what do you do as an individual to make sure for the safety of the child, as far as CPS is concerned? Do you guys work a close connection? But what do you continue to be a part of that?
As far as the CPS worker or
child's role? I mean, the kid is placed into the house.
Okay. Yeah. Once the child is placed into a home, Pastor, what the foster parent should do is just refer back to their training, and just to make sure that the home is safe. Be willing to and be willing and open for the child's worker to come make spot visits sometimes. Be willing for our child care licensing division to come in and do random checks to ensure the safety. But I think if a parent just use good basic parenting skills, refer back to their training, I think the home should be relatively safe, because there's going to always be a monthly visit. Somebody is going to be coming on a regular basis.
That was my next question.
Yeah, to make sure.
How often are the visits? And you just answered that for me, that the visits are a monthly visit.
Monthly visits.
So you are checking, to see what's going on. And Pastor did make a point. It's so sad that people want to benefit from for the wrong reasons. Yes, I'll foster them, because I heard that when you foster children, you get X amount of dollars for this one, X amount of dollars for that one, and that's the wrong reason for actually getting them. Because what is the child going into when you do it for that reason? So it is good to hear that you do go in monthly to find out what's going on with that home and how that child is progressing. And did I hear you say that there's a worker for the child and a worker for the parent?
Yes.
That they both have different people that are working with them. So that means that child would be able to have someone that they can talk to, and there's somebody watching that child as he's growing, if there's any changes or anything in that child. You also said that we could go online, we could go and we could see the children. Now, do you go on to see the children before you get involved? Can you do that before you get involved in the process, or do you have to be involved in the process before you can go online to see the kids that are out there for adoption?
Yeah, you can actually go online and view the children. They have a basic profile. You get to see what they look like, and you'll get a chance to read some of their likes and dislikes. And even there's a section that describes the ideal family. So if you kind of meet the basic requirements. The website is, again, you go to www.adoptchildren.org, and you can get to that TARE website that way. Okay. And again, just talking about, again, the dynamics of how the workers do things, the child's worker will come in and talk to the child. They will examine the child. And there's not a time where there's a long lapse between someone being in the home to talk with the children. If it's a newborn, when I did some casework, I would go and ask the foster parent, could you let me see the child? Could you take the child's T-shirt off? And I would just take a look at the child to see if the child was okay. Exactly. And so the children's worker is going to check the child, talk to the child. Now, the foster parent worker, they're going to be assessing the safety of the home down to the point of looking to see if there is a child safety cap on the outlet. So we check pretty thoroughly to make sure everything is in place.
Okay, and you say that you need to be self-sufficient. That's one thing with the finances.
Right.
Is there a limit on how many kids you can put in a home?
Absolutely. We would love to
That's
put
a good question.
30 or 40 in home. We'd love to do that, but we can't do that. There is, the license has a maximum of 6 children.
Okay.
That's the most that you can foster at one time, and that depends on the dynamics of the home. And typically, you have to have 40 square feet of space for each child.
Okay.
And so if you have a basic room, an 8 by 10 room, you can put 2 children in that room. You can put the same sex in the room. That is from 0 up to 5 years and 11 months.
That's very important.
At
Very
6 years
important.
old, you have to have the same sex in the room. So you can have boys and girls
Right.
from 0 up to
Right.
5
So you
years.
can put boys and girls. Okay.
Yeah, you can.
That is because people will want to know how many
Yeah.
kids can I,
Yeah.
can I get? This is very, very informative, and like we were talking just before the show, this is almost another show
Yeah.
because there's a lot of information
Oh, yeah.
that people out there. Need to know to dispel some of the myths that are out there. I heard you say that even if there's something in your background, you can work with that, and for them not to get discouraged.
Absolutely.
With the paperwork, because people have gotten. I mean, you get stacks of paperwork and go, oh my God, do I have to fill all of this out?
Yeah.
But not to get discouraged over that, and someone will work with you.
Yes.
With that. So this has been, extremely informative for us. And I'm hoping that our listening audience out there will be helped by the information. But we're winding down now, and I would like for you to just explain again. I would like you to tell them again how they can get in touch with you if they are interested in foster or adoption.
Okay. If you're interested, I'll give you my personal office number, and you can call me. My number is 713-293-5532. If you want to use the website, it's www.adoptchildren.org. If you are a pastor and or a church member, and you think you would like someone to come out to your church, just go on that website, get that information, or call me, and I'll be more than happy to come out to your church. Our goal is to recruit at least 1 to 2 families out of each church. So every church I go to, I'm trying to get at least 2 individuals out of that church to become foster adoptive parents.
That's good.
Chandra, this is your second time here with us. I do not want them to forget that they can call you also, because CPS it's a good thing. It's a good thing. So would you tell them how they can get in touch with you?
Yes, if you all want us to come out and do a presentation and talk about disproportionality, if you want some ideas on how you can get involved with our agency, become a part of the Disproportionality Advisory Committee, please give me a call, Chandra Rogers McGarry, and my number is 713-696-5153. And we'd love to talk with you and just share some information about this issue and how we're working as an agency to truly address it, to create greater and brighter outcomes for our youth and families.
For the families out there, for that person out there that would like to adopt or would like to foster kids, today we try to give you information that would help you, not scare you. You were told, don't be discouraged. Don't let anybody discourage you. If you have a passion for children and you have a passion for wanting to adopt or foster kids, go through the process, because there is a process and nothing is done very quickly. It is a process, and know that that process, if you stick with the process, everything will be okay. Pastor, do you have any final words before we go?
One quick one. Chandra, I thank God for you, because guess what? A lot of people look at CPS as being the dreaded tax collector.
Right.
So you really helped me by coming on the show and explaining it to the people. So thank God for you, honey. Hope to have you back again.
Okay, thank you for having
And
us.
we want to thank you all for joining us on today. We've had a great time on today. This has been very informative. And please, if you want to view us, we're on Comcast 326. We're at the Converter Box 38.1. And we are You can see us on YouTube.